let's talk about it with our every other Wednesday guest. He is Bret Boone, host of the Bret Boone Podcast, an Odyssey original featuring the most notable names in baseball and all-around sports every week. And Bret is joining us once again live on the Fan Cam, Twitch, and YouTube. Good morning, man. How are you?
Morning. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Are you
better than your Rangers?
Whoa!
Wow.
Hang on a second.
Man.
They've won 2 in a row.
What about, they're doing better than your Mariners.
Ooh, they're reeling too, boy. They're reeling. It's crazy the way the game is now. Things, I just look at the landscape across. San Diego catches fire. Yeah, they lose one. Mets are on fire. They were dead and buried a month ago, and the script's being flipped. The Yankees were best team in baseball. All of a sudden, last 2 weeks, they're having trouble winning ball games. So crazy game, crazy time of the season. Long way to go.
What is your brother saying about Judge and what the hell he is doing?
Talk to him.
Oh,
right now, I don't talk to Aaron. I leave them alone. When they're getting their butt kicked, I leave them alone. If they're winning too much, I leave them alone too, because I will be blamed when they lose. So no, but on the Judge conversation, it's more of me, because I'm watching something right now that we haven't seen in a long time. The way he's dominating, it's almost right-handed Bonds-ish, and I haven't seen anything close since I've seen Barry play. To watch Barry play for when he was dominating, I mean, it was slow pitch softball versus the rest of us. And there's a lot of great players. We saw Trout have a run where he was the dominant player in the game. We've seen a lot of tremendous individual seasons, but on a day in, day out basis, I mean, Judge had a terrible April, and he's got 30 something home runs. He's got mid 80s RBIs. OPS is off the charts. He's doing Bonds type stuff. And I just tell Aaron, I said, this Judge guy is unbelievable. And his answer is he really is. So,
hey, and your dog agrees. Hey, one more thing on your brother. Did JJ Redick give him props the other day in his Lakers opening press conference that he wants to manage the Lakers like Aaron does the Yankees?
I think he did. And I don't know JJ. Obviously Aaron's buddies with him, but he did. And I think in the article, I think it was referenced that they talk on a regular basis. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, as far as you not coming out and saying anything, and somebody saying, it kind of validates what you've been doing all along. Like, hey, people are keeping note. Aaron's been, as far as press wise and the media covered him in New York. You're going to get killed. It's just the way it is. That's part of the job when you sign up. But through all the ups and the downs he's been through his tenure with the Yankees, to the fact that a JJ Redick, who is taking the Lakers head coaching job, takes note of it, I think it's pretty cool. Pretty a little flattering moment for little brother.
Bret Boone on the D&M Leasing Hotline here on Shan RJ. If you're the Rangers, you are 7 back, but Seattle has lost 3 in a row. The Astros are second in the West. Are you buying, selling, or staying as things stand today? We're going to keep asking you to the deadline.
I'm going to stay. Well, I'm looking at all these races, and it's made me reflect a little bit on the landscape of Major League Baseball right now. Never in history of our game has it been less important how good you are in the regular season. It's not a marathon anymore. And as a player, I don't like that. As a fan, I do, because it's more exciting down the stretch. As a player, I don't like it. I grind it out for 162, and the best team is standing. When you had to, in the past, win the division, there was some merit to that. In today's game, you don't necessarily have to. There are so many injuries in today's game, and it plays such a big part on teams individually that the whole strategy is play good enough to get a seat at the table and be in position when that postseason starts. Be healthy and hitting on all cylinders. anybody has a chance to win. And in today's game, it's not necessarily the best team that win that's going to win the World Series. So it's position yourself at the time. First, you got to get a seat. It's easier than ever to get a seat in the history of baseball. You got 6 seats in each division or in each league, American League and National League, 12 total. And it's just getting a spot at that table. And it's not about, oh, we got to win as many games as we can during the regular season. A lot of teams just coast in, but you got to put yourself in position. At this stage of the game, I would definitely not count the Texas Rangers out. A lot of positive things got to happen. You got to get these guys back, and I'm looking at the injuries. And Young, he re-aggravated it. He's down. DeGrom after, that's the biggest thing for me. DeGrom after the All-Star break. That's, you guys know. I mean, that's a 50-50 for me. But if that were to go great, Scherzer will continue to start. You got to get Carter back. If this offense start acting like the offense a year ago, a lot of things could happen for the Texas Rangers. They've been pretty banged up this year. But that's the case for a lot of teams. Look at Houston. They were dead and buried. All of a sudden, they're 3 games behind the Seattle Mariners in the blink of an eye. So, no, at this stage of the game, definitely, especially a reigning World Series champion, I would far from count them out at this point. But they've got to get a lot better, and they got to start playing a lot better. That's for sure.
Odyssey insider Bret Boone joining us here on 105.3 The Fan. He's on the fan cam. You can see the gold gloves and the silver sluggers behind him.
Oh yeah, take us around the room.
I'm flexing a little bit today. I'm in between. I just want to give you a good background. We even got one of Dad's.
Oh wow!
Threw up there. Yeah, we threw one of Dad's up there. We got the silver sluggers. Couple covers, Sports Illustrated, TV Guide. I know the kids out there.
Guide.
TV Guide.
Yes.
The kids out there, you don't know what a TV Guide is. If you're under 38, you don't know what a TV Guide is.
Yes.
But in my day, you get on the cover of TV Guide. That's a big deal. Right next to who knows, the Jeffersons maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of shows back there. Alice, maybe.
Alice.
Wait, is that you on the cover of TV Guide?
Dropping it. Absolutely. Who am I going to put behind me? Somebody else on the cover?
Well, you put your family up. I didn't know. That's like
so
going
cool.
on Dancing with the Stars, where Emmitt Smith gets more recognized, through the non-sports fans, obviously, and you're on TV Guide versus
TV
SI.
Guide.
Was that a popularity jump?
I think, the SI, it's kind of, everybody knows the SI cover back in the day. That was a big deal. But for me, it was the TV Guide because I grew up with that. I grew up with the TV Guide. And that was just as cool for me. When I got the TV Guide, I'm like, that's just as cool as the Sports Illustrated.
Bret, give us the trade names and possibilities that you've been talking about, that you've been intrigued by. And you're saying to yourself, whoa, if this guy gets moved, this could shake things up. Who are some of the names that are being talked about out there?
I think you can go to the White Sox. For me, I'm going to look no farther than the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm hearing out of their front office that they want to make, this year, they're kind of pretty buried right now. I don't see them making a run this year, but I'm hearing from management that we're going to give it one more try with the Bo Bouchettes and the Vladdy Guerrero Juniors. I don't buy it. You got Gossman, Berrios, Kikuchi, Bassett in that starting rotation. Those are some real pieces that a lot of teams out there would be interested in. Obviously, a Vladdy Guerrero type. Springer, you thought it was going to work this year. You brought Turner over from the LA Dodgers. So I think look no farther than the Blue Jays for all these pennant contenders that are going to need some pieces. I think they're going to look no farther than the Blue Jays, and those will be some interesting gets if they get them. I think a lot of teams are going to not be in the market for a big splash, but more of maybe a bullpen piece or a role player here and there. But I think the big pieces are going to come from the Blue Jays. That's my thoughts. They're saying no right now, but you're always saying no at this stage. You're still playing. Players in that locker room don't want to hear that everybody's going to be available at this stage of the game. At least get through the All-Star break and see what's going from there. But that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be the Blue Jays. They're stacked with a lot of players. I dare call them rent-a players, but they look like back in the day when Ricky Henderson at the end of his career seemed like he was just waiting. Where am I going next? Roger Clemens was that a David Wells from my generation, or that type. I think a lot of pieces are sitting there and